So you don't need to go far in order to take a beautiful photograph. And here we are at the Casa del Rector. That's the hotel that we're staying at in Guanajuato. And the thing I notice about all of Mexico are the stairs, but nowhere is this more prevalent than in this hotel and in Guanajuato in general. The whole city is basically just one giant staircase. My legs are in such good shape, but here's the thing, all these stairs, they're really cool in their own unique way. They all have character to them, but they're not cool enough to simply photograph stairs. So here's the thing, I want to find some way that I can capture that feeling of what it is like to be in Mexico, what it's like to be in Guanajuato. The beauty of using the iPhone is that we have all these third-party apps. We basically have at our fingertips the opportunity to completely transform our camera into a completely different tool. Check this out. I'm gonna swipe down from the middle here, and I'm gonna type in MIR, and that's the first few letters for one of my favorite apps, MirrorArt. I'm gonna click on MirrorArt here, and that's gonna open up the app. All I need to do now is click on that camera icon on the top left. That's my live view of the original scene. It's not a bad photo, but I think we can do better. So you're gonna notice a whole bunch of interesting looking squares and lines just below this live preview. Each one of these is what's called a mirror projection. It just sort of projects this mirror copy in different ways of this live scene so we can come up with something really creative. So if I click on this first one here, this is what we get. Now the cool thing about having this live preview is that any which way I move my camera, I get a completely unique shot. How cool is that? If I pan up and then I pan down, look how interesting I can make every single movement look. Now this is a relatively simple projection, right? It's just basically a perfect copy right down the middle. Whatever's on the left is on the right-hand side. It works, but the cool thing about this app is that we can do a whole lot more. So let's just take a look what we can do by sliding a little bit to the left here, all the way along the bottom here, and start getting to some of these more really interesting and unique projections. I'm gonna keep on sliding. There's a whole lot of them here. And take a look at this one here. This might work. How cool is this? There's multiple small boxes and we have diagonals going on. We're getting some really complex projections here. And this is starting to really take shape and look so, so cool. Now having this live view, I mean, look at that. Just by moving a millimeter or two, I'm completely transforming this image. I want to get a perfectly symmetrical vertical line. That's what I was looking for. It looks like you can literally walk upside down along these stairs, and that's what it feels like to be here. That's the point. We're starting to get a little bit more creative with our photography. We don't need to be so literal all the time. As cool as that live view is, we were stuck with our live view at 1x the entire time. The app doesn't allow us to change our lenses. If I can't use any other lens but my 1x, that severely limits my creativity. So what I did is find a workaround that I think you're gonna really appreciate, and that's this. We're gonna go back to our main camera here, and we're gonna simply take a photo and save that to our camera roll so we can find it in our Photos app, and then MirrorArt will be able to use that. And this way we can use any focal length we want to at all. Now I really love shooting with the super wide, especially in scenes like this, because it's gonna give me a little bit more of these stairs and also just a little bit more of the sky. So I'm gonna click on the 0.5 here, and now take a look at the scene. I'm gonna see if I can get almost perfectly level here with these stairs so that they're not distorted like this or like this. I want them perfectly straight on. There we go, right about here. That's gonna be perfect. So now that I captured this photo, when I open up MirrorArt, instead of clicking on that live view icon all the way on the top left, I'm gonna go ahead and click on that icon immediately to the right of that, and that's gonna bring up my photo gallery. Now my photo gallery, I'm simply gonna click on the very first image on the top left here. That's the last image that I took. And here we have that image. I don't have to hold my hand up the entire time anymore. I can just work with the single image, but this is how I can use the 0.5, the ultra wide angle, and get something even more unique. So now that we have this image loaded up here, I'm gonna click on that same projection icon that we did earlier, all the way on the bottom left, and now I have the options of choosing all those projections. Now I know that the ones I like the most were all the way to the right-hand side, so I'm gonna swipe all the way through here and keep on swiping until I see those really interesting projections all the way at the end. Now let's click on the very last one here and let's see what happens. This is starting to look interesting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this one yet. I'm gonna click on this next icon to the left here. That looks pretty cool. I'm gonna click on this one here and look how interesting that is. Now you know why I was trying to include that blue sky. I just love the pop of color that it gives me in an otherwise sort of monotone sort of color palette. Now, if I wanted to save this, click on that icon on the top right, click on that save icon on the bottom left. It'll say save success. That's how we know it worked. And then I can click done here and then keep on moving. Now, if I wanted to adjust it slightly, I could drag literally anywhere in this image and it will completely transform it just like that. This gets me every single time because I can take any scene at all and I could just spend hours literally clicking through these projections and moving them around with my finger to get hundreds and hundreds of unique shots from literally just a single staircase. Now we're getting past the reality of a situation. It's not about what these stairs look like, it's about what these stairs feel like to you. This is what makes your photography unique. It's your own individuality. And if you can capture that and you can convey that to others, that's taking your photography to a whole new level. This video was a free preview of my Capture It All online course. In this course, you'll discover how to use your iPhone to literally capture everything that's happening around you. We'll talk about composition, storytelling, timing, photographing people, recording videos, time lapses, flying a drone, and so much more. If you'd like to use your iPhone to its fullest potential, please take a look at the full version of Capture It All. You'll find the link in the description right next to this video. So click on that link right now and I'll see you inside the full version of the course.